This is a knowledge-based system. So it is a kind of a Chinese named entity based on the knowledge-based questions. So actually, and this one is the free base is a semantic knowledge base, wherein they are the triple entity relation. The part of Freebase, FPM, and then other around like 7.5K relationships would extract the user knowledge by consideration for the human memory experimentation and limitation cost. The knowledge from the freebase are removed from the raw materials. Breadth and the depth first search makes the knowledge graph centralized. And then the second step is the extraction strategy, which is the node selection for the knowledge graph. And then the recording for the same is made on the node relationships and is in a random fashion. And then the dialogue model, while building the design and agents, design would be the procedure to question and answer. Under this particular model, each agent answers the question of others, and the decision is taken for asking the remaining conversation and the questions. The dialogue would normally start with a particular agent asking for the selected node, and would end when the agents would not be able to decide or answer to continue the process. And then the model for the diagrammatic representation is given below. So under this one, various questions are asked, and then depending on the answer, the second question will get raised. And then in the heterogeneous subgraph, nodes are connected through the subject relation and the object sequence. The relations are treated as the graph nodes. The connections are then explored. It starts with the subject relation, and later the object for the subsequent nodes, like the subject based, relation based, object based. The path for reaching the desired nodes would be shorter through the subgraphs. For example, Narita Airport would require one op, which is over the S based, compared with the two ops, which is under the C based subgraph. And then transitive the algorithm ideas. The knowledge base would comprise of the facts, which is playing as triples, where the subject and the object are the entities, and the relationship would describe the link between the subject and the object. When the question are mapped through the single triple, the question answering system would be termed as a simple QA. That is simple question answer. So every question would be formally expressed as the head entity relationship or the tail entity. The simple QA question would involve the relationships. Fetching the single fact from the knowledge base would be sufficient to answer the question appropriately. Simple question answer would involve the simplification of the reasoning process, which would bypass the complex reasoning purpose and thereby clarifies the algorithm and structure. The difficulty still it is faced, which requires the question to be mapped correctly along with the knowledge graph. And then below is a diagrammatic representation where the knowledge graph and then the relationship candidate and then the word embedding, it is the question distributed or shown. And then the next step is would be the knowledge extraction and then the mechanism. The method which relates to the introduction of the knowledge base would utilize the external knowledge, thereby solving the question answering problem visually. Here the focus would be on the image domain and then question on the knowledge video, thereby answering which has to be traversed more. The attempt would take the step forward wherein the method would adapt the external knowledge with the video domain. This figure 3 illustrates the knowledge extraction and the architecture, wherein the video input is given to the object detector, and then the objects are visualized by the DPpedia, and then they are extracted through the external knowledge, and then ATT it is fed to the final layer and then it is displayed. It is done. Any questions on this?